Hello and welcome everybody to our first video on how to survive on AltislifeXL. In this first video, we are going to go through the basic steps required to make money in the first few days on Altis. As you see, I have spawned in Sofia, and this is where all the salt market is based. Throughout this video, I will be showing you how and where to buy a salt processing license from. After that, I will take you to meet one of the most influential personalities when it comes to salt dealing. I will show you the basic steps of how to mine salt, of how and where to process it, and of what is involved in the trade and selling of salt. First thing first, as you see, I am showing you where to buy a salt processing license. It has a table salt processing skill, I believe, on the server. That's what it's called. So anyway, apart from the salt processing license, you will also be needing a driving license. And if you follow the instructions which I give you throughout this video, you will also be needing a truck license, and you'll see why in a second. You might also want to visit the market, from where you guys can get a pickaxe for your first adventure in the world of salt mining. So I just fast forwarded a bit, and here we are on the way to the Salt Guild. Here we will be meeting Ghostfire, who is one of the server admins, and our very own influential salt baron. He's also a drug baron, but I didn't say that. Anyway, so yes, first days on Altis are, in my opinion, the toughest. You start off with 75k, which is a decent amount to start off with. It would allow you to buy a car, to buy the licenses you need, to buy a pickaxe, to buy food, to buy water, to buy a backpack, which is something you would definitely need when you are going out to get money and to get materials. So if you really want to do salt, head over to the salt mine and look for Ghostfire at the Salt Guild. He is currently, as you can see in the video, showing us his assortment of trucks, vehicles, vans, specialized trucks like the one we see right now, right in front of us. That is a specialized truck. It's particularly useful for oil, and I believe donators will be having will have the ability to acquire this truck, not the Zarmak, the specialized Tempest we saw previously, to be able to collect materials very quickly and very efficiently. So, as I said, head off to the salt mine, ask for Ghostfire, and I'm sure he will be kind enough to show you through his assortment of trucks. He might ask for some payment, for some form of, guarantee, some deposit that he will get his truck back. In this case, he asked for 10k, and I believe I was given the Zarmak, the orange Zarmak, which has a capacity of 350. So 10k for a Zarmak really is, to rent a Zarmak, is a really good offer. And I think going to the Salt Guild as a beginner is something which everybody should totally try out. It's easy, you get stuff for cheap, there might be a slight degree of taxation, however, at the end of the day you'll see that 10k is very little compared to the money I make on one salt run. So yeah, now we're going to continue. As you can see, I started mining salt, and I believe every time you mine you will get 4 salt, so to speak. So 4 fists of salt, 4 bags of salt, I don't know what they are. And essentially filling up the Zarmak is what you really have to do. A tip here would be a big backpack. The bigger your backpack, the faster you will fill up your Zamak, because you'd be able to mine for a longer period and obviously dump all the salt you collected into your Zamak or truck, whichever you decide to rent out. Once the Zamak is full, off we go to salt processing. Salt processing is on the northeast side of Altis, just past Sofia. It is, luckily, salt is one of the shortest, let's say, circuits you can take, because I believe the salt mine, salt trade, salt processing and salt trader are all concentrated on the same side of the island, on the northeast side. Once you get to processing, this is a crucial point, because salt processing, as well as the salt trader place, is very accessible and very loved by rebel gangs. It might be a bit dangerous, however, as market prices change, rebels might, or bandits might, target salt traders even less and less. This applies obviously for all trades, be it diamond, be it oil, be it illegal drugs, be it turtle poaching, be it, I don't know, frog legs. Anything you do, a tip, please be careful at processing and traders. If you are robbed, if they try rob you, if they try stop you, you have two options. Actually 3, but let's say you have 2 because you are unarmed. First one would be to try run away. However, you might obviously be killed, or your truck, Zarmak or Hemet, might be blown up. The second option is to give up and actually share the salt with the rebels or with the bandits who attack you. You might be cunning and intelligent enough to kind of keep the rebels at bay and try call the police. However, response times vary. It also depends on the number of police on the server at the time. So yeah, once you process the salt, and this is what the salt processing license is for, off you go to the trader. The trader is just to the west of the salt processing. It's, I believe, about 5-6 kilometers. I'm not quite sure how far away it is. And most of the journey would be spent on the highway. Now, you are relatively safe once on the highway because the highway is patrolled by police, and rebels don't tend to assault Zarmaks or whatever kind of truck really while on the highway. Extra care, as I said, has to be taken in these country roads and at the trader or processing. Here we are at the trader, and at the time of creating this video, the price of salt was £900 or $900, whatever currency you wish to call it. 900, I call them pounds, per piece, so per bag, per fist, whatever you want to call it, which gave me a pretty good amount. All this in about 30 to 35 minutes. Obviously, I understand that people might say, wow, 30 to 35 minutes, that's a really long time. However, considering that you would get 55k for essentially driving around and mining and maybe processing some salt is quite a thing. It's quite a thing. 55k would get you a really good gun and also a number of good licenses. So yeah, once salt is traded, off we go back to the Salt Guild to meet Ghostfire and to give him his Zarmak truck back. Obviously, once you rent out a truck, you are free to use it for as long as you like, provided that you don't lose the truck, you don't get the truck destroyed, and you essentially stick to the rules.